What's up everybody? In today's video I'm going to build and talk about and review the Lego Super Mario 64 set. Let's go. This is the Lego Super Mario 64 set. This baby clocks in at 2,064 pieces. It's all contained within a question mark block, and it's based off of Super Mario 64. You can buy this currently on lego.com for $179.99, and I'm gonna build this for you right on camera. It's gonna be a time-lapse build. It took hours to build, and those hours are gonna be condensed into just a few minutes, but you at least get to see me build it really quickly. And then we're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you what I think about this Lego set. We're going to show off parts of it. We're going to show off the features. I'm going to tell you my thoughts about it and whether or not I like it. But let's go ahead and start with the time-lapse build. So let's jump right into that. Here we go. So I hope you enjoyed that time-lapse build. And let's actually talk about the build first. This was a really fun Lego set to put together. It was not a very difficult build, but it did take a while. It took me probably between 3 and 4 hours total to put it together. So it took a while. There's a lot of intricacy to this Lego set. The way that they designed this is brilliant. It is really, really freaking cool. And it was just a joy to put together. There were a few tedious parts here and there, and a few tricky parts involving rubber bands, but for the most part, it was a very fun set to put together, and I really, really enjoyed it. For me, putting Lego sets together is a very calming, stress-relieving activity, because you're just sitting there. It's very relaxing. You're just sitting there, following directions, and putting pieces together. This Lego set is all contained within a question mark block, and all sides of the question mark block have a question mark on them, except of course the top and the bottom. Now the bottom, as you can see here, is completely hollowed out, and that's okay because that part is always going to be face down when you display the question mark block. Now, it's kind of weird that they put this Super Mario 64 set inside of a question mark block, and the reason that that's weird is because there weren't any question mark blocks in Super Mario 64. But you know what? It's okay, because the question mark block is synonymous with Mario. You've seen the question mark block ever since the first Mario game, so when you see this question mark block, it's iconic. And it makes it easier to put on a shelf because of its square, cubed shape, and it makes for a really cool display piece. It really pops in the game room. And mine, I actually put on that shelf you see above me here in the background. So in future videos, you're probably just going to see it sitting there in the background. Now this Lego set, within the Lego set, there's a lot of cool stuff here. So you open the front of it, and when you open the front of it, you flip up this part here, you close the front, and then you pull these two side pieces down, and when you do that, this top piece lifts up. And what we have in this Lego set are 3 levels from Super Mario 64, and then we have Peach's Castle. And the levels that we have are Bob-omb Battlefield, Cool Cool Mountain, and Lethal Lava Land. And then we of course have Peach's Castle that you start off with. And these are all in extremely small micro scale, but there's a ton of details to uncover in each of these levels. So let's talk about them. In Cool Cool Mountain, you have a lot of cool stuff to see. You have, of course, the mountain itself, and at the top of the mountain you have the penguin that you have to take back to its mama, which its mama is at the base of the mountain. Around the mountain itself, you can see a lot of iconic details that are present in that level, which is really cool to see. And if you lift this piece right here up, on the inside, you can see the slide level where you get the power star by sliding down the slide and racing the penguin. So that was a really nice touch to add, a really nice detail to add. Now going in the middle here, we see Lethal Lava Land. In Lethal Lava Land, you can see the Bowser sliding tile obstacle. You can see the spinning volcano in the center, and it actually does spin, which is really cool. You can see the eyeball bad guy, the raising bridge, just a lot of cool details. There's a power star in the very back there. A lot of cool details there that are in micro scale from the level itself, including the little log that moves back and forth, and it actually moves back and forth. So there's some interactive elements here as well. In Bob-omb Battlefield, you have the cannons, which you can move. The cannons are iconic. You have the Chomp Chomp in the center there, which is also iconic. The floating island, which is another iconic piece from Bob-omb Battlefield. On top of the mountain, you have King Bob-omb, which is the first boss battle that you encounter in Super Mario 64. So that's really cool to see his figure in micro scale. Moving on to Peach's Castle, you have a little itty bitty tiny freaking Mario, and you have a little micro scale Princess Peach. How freaking cool is that? Then you've got Princess Peach's Castle. You have the camera, the Lackey 2 camera, which serves as the actual camera for the game. And then you can lift up the front of Peach's Castle here. And when you lift up the front of Peach's Castle, you can see the inside of her castle, including the sun emblem in the center of the main room in the first floor. And then you can see 3 different paintings, being Lethal Lava Land, Cool Cool Mountain, and Bob-omb Battlefield, and they correspond with the positioning of the levels as they pop out of the Lego set, which is really nice. But then if we look at the back of the castle, we have a little micro scale Yoshi. Because when you get all 120 power stars, a cannon opens up and allows you to shoot to the top of the castle and meet Yoshi, and you get a bunch of extra lives. So that is really cool. So a lot of detail and nostalgia packed in this Lego set here in all of these different levels that are featured. I love the attention to detail. It's clear to me that the developers of this Lego set are fans of Super Mario 64. The amount of love and care that went into this Lego set is really neat. Now, let's go ahead and fold everything back in, which is as easy as pushing Princess Peach's castle down, folding up the 2 levels, lifting the front back down, and it just swings back down into place. But that's not all. There's a secret. If you go to the back of the Lego set, you can lift up this little sliding bit here, and you're gonna see a little Bowser minifigure. So let's pull that Bowser minifigure out. I love this Bowser minifigure. It's got a lot of cool detail to it. It's the biggest minifigure in the set. You have to put it together from pieces, so technically it's not a Lego minifigure. If you push down on Bowser's throne, a hidden compartment pops out. You open that hidden compartment, stick Mario in the middle, hook Bowser's tail on the little hook part, and you have a mini replication and reproduction of the Bowser boss fight, where you have to grab Bowser by the tail and spin him around and throw him off the stage. And you do that by spinning these little wheels, and it spins and Mario throws Bowser off the stage. That is such a cool hidden Easter egg in this Lego set that they certainly didn't have to include, but they did, and I love them for it because that is really neat. And that's going to be a really fun thing to show to people that are not familiar with this Lego set but are fans of Super Mario 64, because any fan of Super Mario 64 is going to remember the iconic Bowser boss fight. So there's your quick tour of the Lego set and its features, and you know what? I love this freaking Lego set. I don't like it quite as much as the Lego NES, but it is a very creative Lego set. It has great attention to detail. It was a lot of fun to put together. It's easy to display on a shelf, and it looks great. It really pops in a game room or a toy room or whatever. And I'm a huge fan of Super Mario 64. It's one of my favorite 3D Mario games, and it's one of the most important video games ever made. And it's really awesome to see Nintendo and Lego pay homage to that game with this awesome Lego set full of awesome details from 3 very iconic levels in the game. So I think this is a fantastic Lego set. Lego sets are expensive. We all know this. They're very expensive. So, you know, whether or not you want to fork over the cash for it is up to you. It, you know, $179.99 is no cheap price, but we all know the price of admission with Legos is high. And with it being a Nintendo-themed Lego set, I would imagine that probably increases the price a little bit more, because Lego's having to, you know, they're having to license Nintendo IP essentially in order to create this Lego set. But I love it. I think it's an awesome set, and I hope that Nintendo and Lego continue to put out these Lego sets. The next one that I would like to see is either a Lego Super Nintendo or a Lego GameCube. How freaking awesome would a Lego GameCube be? Nintendo, Lego, come on. I'm a huge GameCube fan. Make my dreams come true and give me a Lego GameCube. Well, there you have it, folks. A time-lapse build of the Super Mario 64 question block Lego set from Lego and Nintendo, as well as a look at the set and my thoughts on the set. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure and hit that like button. Let me know in the comments down below if you've bought this Lego set, and if so, what do you think about it? Also, let me know in the comments down below if you haven't bought it yet, but if you're interested, I would love to hear that as well. Folks, as always, stay safe out there, keep playing games and having a good time, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Later. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're freaking awesome. And if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, share it with your friends and family. Check out all the social media links in the description down below. And if you want to see more RetroWolf88 videos, here's a couple more for you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go play some more video games. Later.